In September, plans were approved for a 48,500 square foot addition at Olds Products in Lakeview Corporate Park. The addition will nearly double the size of the existing building and will contain manufacturing, office, and warehousing space to accommodate the manufacture of private label mustard and vinegar. Additional exterior storage and access features will also be installed. Olds Products is a private label mustard manufacturer. The company serves the retail, food service, distribution, and ingredient markets for mustard, both nationwide and worldwide. Olds Products currently employs 65 people and expects to add 2 positions as a result of the expansion. Work on the expansion is underway. Since incorporation in 1989, the village has taken a consistent and steady approach to balance economic development, residential growth, and recreational resources, with the goal of fostering financial, social, and environmental sustainability in order to make the village a better place to live, work, and enjoy life over the long term. A balance between corporate and residential taxpayers in the village has lent a certain level of stability to our local tax base and has put the village in a financially stable position. Village leadership has remained committed to providing a high level of service for residents in the most lean, innovative, and efficient manner possible. While this put the village in a position to weather our country's last recession, the village has taken additional measures to offset ongoing budgetary challenges. In some cases, this has meant shifting budget dollars to bolster one core service over another. In other cases, this has meant postponing needed improvements, maintenance, or repair. The general needs that remain are to maintain and replace aging infrastructure and equipment, and to maintain an adequate level of qualified staff. The challenge faced by the community in meeting those needs is to manage the budget in a way that keeps pace with future cost increases. Village staff presented a proposed budget to the village board during October. You can find the information presented to the board at pleasantprairieonline.com. The village board will make a determination on the 2014 budget during its meeting on Monday, November 18th. As the price for petroleum-based products has increased and the pace of new construction and residential subdivisions has slowed and been extended over longer periods of time, paving and road construction has become increasingly more expensive. Funding sources for local road projects have not kept pace. In response, village staff has been seeking ways to maximize the usable life of a road while minimizing maintenance and repair expenses over the road's lifespan. In order to build roads that require less costly upkeep over the useful life, the village has modified the way future residential roads will be built. Until recently, new residential roads had been built with an asphalt base course and were then covered with a top layer of asphalt. Going forward, new residential roads will be built with a concrete base layer, covered with a top layer of asphalt. This should lead to both a longer lifespan for the road and lower maintenance and repair costs. Future residential roads will also be designed with 5-foot sidewalks on each side of the street. This will enable pedestrian and bicycle traffic to become more viable forms of transportation in the future. During May, the village board awarded a $650,000 contract for paving projects to Black Diamond Group of Oak Creek. 7 paving projects had originally been slated for completion this year. Work on the projects began in mid-June. Work on 6 of the projects has been completed, and 1 project has been held over for completion until the spring of 2014. This season, roadwork projects were completed on 116th Street, 89th Street, 98th Avenue, in the Prairie Ridge subdivision, at Ingram Park, and at the abandoned West I-94 frontage road. Resurfacing at the 57th Avenue Water Tower site was held over for completion. A cellular provider that leases space on the water tower is currently constructing a new equipment building at that location. Paving of the road was delayed in order to avoid any potential damage to a new road from heavy construction equipment. The village staff and board would like to thank residents for their patience and consideration this roadwork season. During 2012, following an evaluation of the Pleasant Prairie Fire and Rescue Department by the Insurance Services Office, or ISO, Pleasant Prairie's ISO rating was raised to a Class 3, a rating held nationwide by only 3.4% of those evaluated. Recommendations from the evaluation led the village to consider and ultimately act to reinforce the base structure of the department by adding full-time staff to bring the department more in line with staffing levels at other departments in similar-sized communities. Doing so has strengthened one of the core services that the village provides and has helped with recruitment and retention of full-time staff. Each full-time fire medic in Pleasant Prairie holds certifications in firefighting, paramedic, and life support. Full-time fire medics must complete training in high-angle rescue, confined space rescue, trench rescue, structural collapse, and hazardous materials. They are also trained for vehicle extrication, ice rescue, water rescue, rapid intervention team training, and self-rescue. Many training programs are collaborative efforts with neighboring departments in both Wisconsin and Illinois. Fire medics are trained to perform in both high-frequency, moderate-risk situations and low-frequency, high-risk situations. Situational skills-based and physical training of department staff is a regular and ongoing activity. On Sunday, November 10th, the village will hold a Veterans Day ceremony to honor America's servicemen and women. The ceremony will be held at the Veterans Memorial inside Prairie Springs Park at 1:30 in the afternoon. During the ceremony, bricks and benches will be dedicated and a moment of silence will be observed. The Veterans Memorial is located in the southeast corner of the park. You, your family, and friends are invited to join us as we recognize the sacrifices and contributions made by our servicemen and women. Refreshments will be served following the ceremony. Preschool U's Goldfish Classroom will be displaying their artwork at the Southwest Library on Wednesday, November 20th, between 6:30 and 7 o'clock p.m. The showing will also include story time and refreshments. All are invited to attend the viewing. The 4- and 5-year-old students observed Kandinsky's squares with concentric circles painting with their teacher. They talked about the colors and shapes he used and how it made them feel. The children then made their own paintings using various media and brushes. The Southwest Library is located at 7979 38th Avenue. The 8th annual Pleasant Prairie Shop with a Cop or Firefighter event will be held in December. This event is a way for members of Pleasant Prairie's police and fire and rescue departments to give back to the community by helping local families who may not otherwise be able to celebrate the holidays in a traditional manner. Children from underprivileged families pair off with a Pleasant Prairie police officer or firefighter and select gifts for their family members. The association is now accepting donations in support of this year's program. 100% of every donation directly supports the Shop with a Cop or Firefighter event. Members of the department wish to sincerely thank all those who have been so generous in the past with support for the program. Those wishing to donate may do so in person or by mail to the Pleasant Prairie Professional Police Association at 8600 Green Bay Road in Pleasant Prairie. INVEST is an acronym for Involved Village Employees Serving Together. INVEST collects funds through payroll deductions and then distributes these monies through emergency and charitable funds. Each year, employees designate the charities that will receive support. During 2012, through the charitable fund, INVEST offered support to USO of Wisconsin, Hospice Alliance, and the Shalom Center. In addition to collecting funds through payroll deduction, the group conducts small fundraisers and community service projects throughout the year. During November and spilling into December, INVEST will sponsor a food drive to contribute to the local food pantry, a blood drive at RecPlex, a hat, coat, and mitten drive for both youth and adults, a Take Time for Family Week, and toy drive on behalf of the Toys for Tots program. You're invited to participate in the charitable drives. If you visit a village municipal building such as RecPlex, Village Hall, or the Roger Pring Municipal Center, please watch for signage and drop boxes for the various drives to help support those in need in your local community. Village offices will be closed on Thursday, November 28th and Friday, November 29th in honor of the Thanksgiving holiday. There will be no garbage and recycling collection on November 28th. Garbage and recycling will resume on November 29th and will continue through November 30th with scheduled pickups delayed by 1 day. Village offices will reopen for regular business hours on Monday morning, December 2nd. The compost site will be closed on Thursday, November 28th and will reopen for regular business hours on Friday, November 29th. The village board and staff wish you a safe and happy Thanksgiving holiday. In between issues of the village newsletter, you can find updates and timely information posted in the news section of PleasantPrairieOnline.com. You'll find the News tab in the upper right-hand corner of any page. There you can also find archived newsletters and articles for your reference. You can also receive news updates without waiting for the next newsletter by following us on Twitter at PLPrairieWI. Prior to the start of the winter weather season, the village would like to remind residents of the ability to receive public safety alerts via text or email. Pleasant Prairie uses a service called Nixle that allows public safety officials to send text messages to subscribers in the event of a public safety emergency, such as a missing child or person, police activity, evacuations, severe weather-related emergencies, and other dangerous situations. Snow emergencies, times when 2 or more inches of snow have fallen and cars should not be parked on village roads, are also announced through Nixle. In order to receive emergency text messages on your telephone, visit Nixle.com and click the Sign Up Free button. Then read and follow the directions you see there. If you've had trouble signing up for Nixle in the past, use zip code 53158 and don't forget to reply yes to Nixle's text in order to receive emergency messages.